What's good? Welcome back to my channel, Chrissyy Talks. Y'all can call me Chrissyy. What's good? Welcome back to my channel, Chrissyy Talks. Y'all can call me Chrissyy, Queen Tones, and NBA Youngboy. Let's talk about it. So I'm going to be talking about two different things in this video. The first part, we're going to be talking about J. Cole and his situation with his new latest single. And then the next part of this video, we are going to be talking about NBA Youngboy getting his ass robbed. So Queen Tones, let's talk about it. So J. Cole, aka Jeremiah Cole, producer, songwriter, rapper, and lover, was dragged on Twitter last week over his new self-reflecting single, Snow on the Bluff. Snow on the Bluff? Snow on the Bluff. Now for those of you guys who don't know, Snow on the Bluff is a reference to 2012 movie Snow on the Bluff, which was about Kurt Snow, a robber and crack dealer from the streets of Atlanta. So this song is about Cole facing the criticism, facing himself during the times of the Black Lives Matter movement. Like whether he is doing enough, whether he knows enough, whether he's educated enough. There's a line in the song that says that he feels like he is faker than Snow on the Bluff and he's not doing enough. And I feel like in reference to the movie, he's basically saying that this was someone who was dealing and stealing to and from the people in Atlanta. So it's like you have someone who is doing more to hurt the community than to help it. Now, I got love for my drug dealers, but shit, you talking crack? I support the drug dealers though who be getting money out of these rich white people, because let's face it, you know they planting shit in our neighborhoods, so we gonna make that money right back in y'all neighborhoods, in y'all sons. Now your son is my son, what you gonna do about it? Now based on the lyrics, a lot of people on Twitter have speculated that he is writing a diss song to rapper Noname. Now Noname, aka Fatima Warner, is a rapper, producer, poet, and activist from Chicago, Chi-Town. A couple weeks ago, Noname posted and deleted a tweet that was addressing the silence of rappers during this Black Lives Movement. She said, "Poor black folks all over the country are putting their bodies on the line in protest for our collective safety, and y'all favorite top-selling rappers not even willing to put a tweet up. Niggas' whole discographies be about black plight and they nowhere to be found." So our favorite top-selling rappers include people like Drake, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, you know. So people were kind of coming towards rappers like J. Cole and questioning their silence during the Black Lives Matter movement, which I don't know, because he was protesting in the protest. Because it was in the order that Noname posted this tweet, people were kind of questioning J. Cole. Then J. Cole came out with this song. Looking at the song, it has questionable lyrics that might have us wonder and believe that he was talking about Noname. J. Cole has lyrics like, "There's a young lady out there, she way smarter than me. She mad at these crackers, she mad at these capitalists, mad at these murder police, she mad at my niggas, she mad at our ignorance, she wear her heart on her sleeve, she mad at the celebrities, low-key I be thinking she talking about me. When I see something that's valid, I listen, but shit, it's something about the Queen Tone that's bothering me. How you gonna lead? Instead of conveying you holier, come help us get up to speed. I'm on some fucker retweet. Most people is sheep. You got all the answers, but how you gonna reach?" People had their thoughts about the song. People were calling him a misogynist. People were saying that he was coming towards black women. People were saying a lot. Now his words, he says, "I stand behind every word of the song that dropped last night. Right or wrong, I can't say, but I can say it was honest. Some assume to know who the song is about. That's fine with me. It's not my job to tell anybody what to think or feel about the work. I accept all conversation and criticisms. But follow Noname. I love and honor her as a leader these times. She has done and is doing the reading and the listening and the learning on the path that she truly believes is the correct one for our people. Meanwhile, a nigga like me just be rapping. I haven't done a lot of reading. I don't feel well equipped as a leader in these times, but I do a lot of thinking, and I appreciate her and others like her because they challenge my beliefs, and I feel like that in these times are important. We may not agree with each other, but we gotta be gentle with each other." But was you gentle with this song though? I'm confused. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the best responses I have seen towards a backlash, especially coming from Twitter, because he said what he said. He said, "I stand behind everything I said," which is something that you gotta do when you get exposed or when you get challenged with your words. Like, listen, I said what I said and I stand behind it. Because if you said it then, bitch, you said it now. It's not like a joke gone wrong. This is a song that he sat down and he wrote. So imagine doing a whole song and trying to, you know, say sorry for it. Like, you said what you said, stand behind your words, and that's okay. And like he said, it might not have been right, it might not have been wrong, but that's how he felt. So could we really get mad about that? But as he said, he still supports Noname and appreciates what she does, because how could you get mad or feel type of way towards someone who is fighting for you and for me and your kids, your family? This is someone who is educated and out in these streets doing something about it. So you can't really get mad at someone who is genuinely fighting to protect us and our community. However, it's all about the way you go about things, whether you're on the J. Cole side of this or you're on the Noname side of this. Now, some celebrities and a lot of people had their opinions. Chance the Rapper and Earl Sweatshirt came out and said in some tweets, yet another L for men masking patriarchy and gaslighting as constructive criticism. They both my peoples, but only one of them put out a whole song talking about how the other needs to reconsider their tone and attitude in order to save the world. It's not constructive and undermines all the work Noname has done. It's not a black woman's job to spoon feed us. Be grown. It is not a black woman's job to feed us. Now, I've been saying that a lot of the time, this is outside of this, but men be thinking that woman needs to be their whole maid, their accountant, their therapist, their Indeed.com, and it's like, that is not our job. Y'all notoriously knock us down and expect us to build y'all up or to educate you or whatever the case. We ain't gotta do that. There's just too many resources out here. So if you decide not to educate yourself, then that's on you. But he admitted, like, I don't be reading, I am not educated enough, I don't feel it is best for me to be a leader. And I mean, that's okay if he still is engaging in protests and participating and marching with us, you know? Earl Sweatshirt says, what if y'all are mad at yourselves that you look to Cole for more than he has to give? Bro just laid his cards down on the table. I went to college, I don't know stuff, and he's a lot of niggas elected representative. The room isn't just him responding to Noname's tweet. The room is Oluwatoyin's world, where the lid has just been lifted. A lot of black women searing pain. It's about awareness of who she is and what she represents, and awareness of who he is and what he represents, and the lack of it. I kind of understood more of this argument with Earl's tweet when he mentioned the 19-year-old activist Oluwatoyin, who was found dead and sexually assaulted. It's like, that, I don't know. It gets me emotional and tight, because as a black woman, we are forgotten by our black men. And so I can see, you know, the frustration towards Cole, because in this song, which we will talk about, it's controversial for him to come at her tone and, you know, how she addressed him not saying anything, and not even him, but like other rappers not saying anything and not fighting. Because, like, let's be honest, black women be on the front lines. They do. And it's not like something where I need a name drop or statistics drop, or it just is. Especially being a black woman, you know that we protect, that tweet, it really slapped me in the face, because Oluwatoyin, she does represent a lot of us black women, and it did open a lot of pain seeing that she was sexually assaulted and she was killed, I believe, by another black man when she was fighting for him and fighting for us. She was literally on the front lines. Rest in peace to her. Rest in peace. Like, I can't even say enough, but let's continue on with this story. So on June 18, Noname drops a song in response to J. Cole's song called Song 33. Now, she has lyrics such as, I saw a demon on my shoulder, it's looking like patriarchy. It's time to go to work, wow, look at him go. He really about to write about me while the world is in smoke. I agree with what they're saying so far. I am going to explain J. Cole's side of it and his song more. But it's true, like, you did sit there and write a whole song about, may or may not be about Noname and her tweet, and it's like, you could have did a whole lot. You could have used your time in a more efficient way about the movement than to say it that way. But he did have a message in itself that also has a point. We'll get to that. However, after Noname releases the song, she later regrets it. She apologized and says, I've been thinking a lot about it, and I am not proud of myself for responding with Song 33. I tried to use it as a moment to draw attention back to the issues I care about, but I didn't have to respond. My ego got the best of me. I apologize for any further distraction this caused. Shit, that shows a lot, because she did, even in the song, try to bring back attention to the issues. Like, why are you talking about me when this whole world is chaotic right now? But at the same time, she's humbling herself, like, I didn't even have to go there. I didn't even have to respond. And I'm just thinking, wow, like, that's That is a response, like shit. So overall, it could be questionable whether or not J. Cole had to do this song in the case that he was specifically targeting her for most of it. Other thing that he does mention that is controversial in this song is her queen tone. It's controversial because it's like, what were you trying to say? Like, is she talking to you in a it's above me, like I'm above you kind of way, or is it a reference to black women? Because let's be real, even though we say kings and queens all the time, like we trying to sprinkle some African royalty onto us, but we really just sprinkling crack, it's not always used in a positive way. Some people know that queen can be used in a way where it's bitch with some sugar coating on top. And if you know, then you know, because it's easy to change the meaning of shit based off of tone, based off of context, and make it feel derogatory. It's like when people use the word female. But that is for another video. But beyond all this, in J. Cole's song, we all do know a person who could be an activist, and they don't try to educate us, but instead they put us down. Like, why aren't you doing enough? Why aren't you doing this? Why don't you know about this? Why aren't you out here doing this? Like, they'll put us down, they'll yell at us, get mad. Oh, but it's like, you could educate us in the process. Don't put me down if I don't know something or if I'm not doing anything. Educate me and build me up. What is that doing? And I'm not saying that that's specifically Noname, who is someone who is not trying to educate or whatever the case, but he has a point outside of that, that there are people who do that. At the same time, it's not even anyone's job to educate nobody, because like I said, we have the resources we need at this point. But it's like, if you're gonna take the time to put me down because of what I know, what I don't know, what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, you have the time to prepare me for that, to educate me for that, because you're someone who is a leader, you're someone who is an activist. So he just has the point where it's like, you know, educate us. You don't have to do it in this way. You don't have to make it seem like you're better than us, holier than us, which I don't personally feel like she gave off that vibe. I just know that there are people like that who exist. Now, in terms of the movement and Noname's tweets, I've said before, you cannot force anybody to do what they don't want to do. And it's like, again, why would you want to force anybody to join a Black Lives Matter movement? Whether it's because they don't want to, whether it's because it's outside of their comfort zone, whether it's because they don't feel like they're the best person to do it, whether it's because they help in other ways but not the way that you want them to. You can't force anybody to do anything. Yes, I know, I get it. It's just like, these people are black, these people are black, and these people are black, but they are not entitled. Some people will have kids that are black, their parents are black, their family is black, and they still won't get it. They still won't get it, or they still don't do anything, or they still feel like there's nothing wrong. But it's like, what are you gonna do? What is the most efficient thing to do and go about it during these times where we need to stick to our common goal? Why are there these challenges and this public pressure to people? Like, Meek Mill and Trey Songz were arguing over a Feed Your City challenge. Like, why is there a challenge? Just do the shit. Just do the shit. Worry about you and what you gotta do. And if you lead by example, then lead. But you don't force, or you don't challenge, or you don't tell nobody to care for a black life or a human being, period. Now, Noname does have things like a book club at Noname Book. On her page, it does say that it highlights human condition. She brings awareness. She uses her platform. I guess to J. Cole, calling out these top selling rappers just wasn't a way to go about it. But at the same time, I do get that it's frustrating to see someone who is black, see someone who has power, has an influence, has money, see them not do anything in this chaotic ass world. Like, the world is still crumbling around you. As soon as you walk out of your $1 million door, you're subject to the world's chaos. And sometimes you do need to call people out on their shit, and you do need to give them a wake-up call. Now, maybe they both went about the situation the wrong way. It really could have just been an educating, sit-down conversation that possibly could have went way farther than the 2 diss songs and a Twitter feud. But we really need to start having conversations with each other, with the community. Just having conversations. We don't need to do all this. We don't need to bash nobody during this time. It's not the time for that. But all I gotta say is, don't force nobody to do nothing. Their silence speaks for themselves. And to educate people when you have the chance. Like, I'm all for it. Educate me, boo. Now, robbing Youngboys. Let's talk about it. I've been waiting to say this joke. Hold up. You ready? Now, you may be never broke again young boy, but you gonna be robbed again young man. It wasn't that funny. Now, last week, NBA Youngboy, aka Control, is robbed for his chains, some $20 bills, Gucci flip-flops, keys to his Rolls Royce and McLaren, and some umbrellas. These teenagers were demanding $30,000 in ransom for all of his stuff to be returned to him. Now, Youngboy didn't take it too seriously. He kind of laughed at it because it's just like, y'all is stupid.
Then you gonna record that you breaking into something, man. You gotta be smarter than that, man. You can't be stupid like that, doing no broke ass shit like that. Then the stupid little motherfucker threw a brick and ain't even hit the fucking car. They gotta be thinking that what about this stupid ass baby boy? Was stupid as a bitch. Damn, that nigga stole my cameraman slippers, man. Shit is that. You could have got way more money. You would have just came in that bitch and killed me for all that pussy and shit.
Like, y'all ain't even robbed me right, so which is kind of funny because it's like I'd be the same way too. Like, really, y'all thought y'all did something? But yeah, he just laughed at it because it was like y'all wasn't even smart the way y'all went about it. You know, like, I mean, they did post videos of themselves while they did it, but he kind of just brushed it off. Now, Jay Prince, aka James Prince, who is a music executive, producer, CEO of Rap-A-Lot, and manager to Floyd Mayweather Jr. So Jay Prince literally enters the chat and is like, I got your stuff. Now, oddly enough, he also helped rapper YBN Almighty Jay last year in 2019 when he got robbed for his chain back in New York. And similar to this situation, he took to Instagram to post a picture of, you know, the chain and was like, I got your shit. So in this situation, Jay Prince took to Instagram and made a whole video about how he has NBA Youngboy stuff and is willing to give them back.
I got a call, you know what I mean, because the little homie Youngboy place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and you know, I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, you know what I mean, Youngboy family is okay with me. I got your keys to your Rolls Royce. I got your keys to your McLaren. You know, all that shit that they took. And the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
We got your Rolls Royce umbrellas. We got your keys. We got a bunch of other shit. So get in contact with us, bro. Get your shit back, bro.
All good. Waiting on you.
Now, this man said he got a call about it. Who called you? Because a lot of people are wondering, like, how is it that these people are calling you? These people who are stealing shit. Like, if I was stealing shit and I called another person who has shit, I would steal your shit. Like, I would just steal Jay's Prince's stuff too. Because you really have to imagine, like, somebody goes on Instagram, post and record a video talking about, like, oh, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce, I got your keys to McLaren. Like, they got your stuff that just got stolen the other day. Like, that shit's just awkward, weird, and very suspect because you're really out there showcasing my shit. That's weird. Now, you think NBA would be grateful, but he said,
Hey, I don't no friends, I don't no new relationships. All that pussy ass shit, hey, I don't respect none of that shit, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty of niggas around me you could call. Man, nigga, it's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no fucking publicity, none of that pussy and shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Mind your fucking business, man.
Now, NBA has a point. He did not have to take it up online. I mean, okay, he said it kind of crazy, but it's like, yeah, you could have called me. You could have had people around me that you could have called. Like, you really did not, like, what was the purpose? What was the reason for you to take a whole video? Could have just called me, like, hey, like, you know, like, why? Jay Prince clapped back, like,
took my kindness for weakness, because you're a dumb boy with limited thinking ability and disrespectful. You're talking slick, but you seem to be dumber than a box of rocks, so you despise wisdom. What you should be mad about is weak-ass security being asleep in front of your house. I bet he lied to you about being asleep. That's free game. You're not a friend or enemy today. Let's keep it that way. By the way, I'm minding my business. You're just too dumb to know Texas is my business. And I will give you whatever you ask for good or bad. I'm done.
Now imagine you doing something for somebody, and I know NBA Youngboy came at him kind of sideways, but if I was being genuine, I'd be like, hey man, hey bruh, hey cuz, I'd be like, listen, I wasn't trying to offend you, I just wanted to bring your stuff back, my bad, you was right. But he was like, nigga, you dumb. He was like, nigga, you dumb, Texas is my business, fuck you me. It was like, ooh, I thought you wanted to help though, because if you genuinely want to help, yeah, you're not gonna let people talk to you no type of way, no type of craziness. But it was just like, you gotta admit, like, yeah, I didn't mean to do that, my bad. Maybe watch your tone, you gotta talk to me like this. But like, my bad, cuz I just wanted to help out. In this situation, it seemed like J Prince was one of those people who they do shit for you intentionally just to bring it back up or just to receive some type of praise for it. But we'll see. NBA Youngboy might still respond. And hopefully he just got his shit back. He did say he had 2 sets of car keys. It doesn't really matter. He wasn't too worried about it anyway. You also gotta think like, I'm not even worried about my shit, and you come over here making it seem like you saved me. We just gonna hope that Youngboy's security is on lock next time. But that is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down what you guys think below. Do you think J. Cole is a misogynist? Do you think his song was about Noname? Do you think he had to even go there? Do you think Noname had to tweet about that? Do you think she was in the wrong for tweeting that? What do you guys think? Do you think J. Prince was just looking for something? He wanted to gain something out of posting NBA Youngboy stuff? Do you think J. Prince was in on NBA Young stuff getting stolen? Comment down what you guys think below. Follow me on Instagram and my Snapchat at Chrissyy, 2 S's 2 Y's. I love and appreciate you guys. Stay safe and stay tuned. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.
She the girl, she the girl, she the girl.